What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the One Leg Loser podcast. I'm your boy Bear Down Rick, alongside my boy Jada, producer. Welcome to the episode where we go over our NFL season schedule. Jose, what's going on with you, man? How's things going over there in South Florida?
It's hot as fuck over here, bro. I got in the car today. First of all, what's up, people? What's up, people? How y'all? Hope y'all doing good. Yo, it is so hot out here, man. I got in the car today. It said 103 degrees, bro. Like it was crazy. I was stuck in traffic, and bro, and like I guess the AC doesn't pump as hard when you stuck in traffic, but like I was just melting, man. Until I finally got out of there, and my AC was able to cool me down. But Jesus Lord, it's so hot out here. It's insane. I can't even imagine how the games are gonna be when I finally hit one down here. How hot it's gonna be,
Oof,
but
it's going to
it's
be
gonna be
steaming.
insane. It's gonna be
It, it
insane.
it's funny you mentioned that because my parents are visiting, right? And I told them, "Oh, bring your bathing suit, bring your stuff, because we're going to go to the beach." And man, can I tell you, it is right now. It is 55 degrees outside right now. It
Damn.
is cold. I mean, it's not freezing cold, nor is it winter cold, but it's not hot. It's crazy
Yeah.
enough. Last week it was like in the 70s. It was great weather. So they came when this little cold front is coming. So yeah, that's one thing I don't miss about South Florida is that crazy hot where you can't even breathe and you can't even be outside unless you're drinking a beer or doing something with water because it's just like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no. I mean, last week, it was wife's and my mom's birthday back to back, Saturday and Sunday, and no, we had a good time. We jumped in the pool on Sunday. Everybody was here. Wilson came over, my brother, obviously my parents. Yeah, no, we all was in the pool playing basketball, so we were able to cool off like that. But still, even the water was still like,
It
you
was
know,
boy.
what? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, bro, it felt like usually you get in there and it's like, oh, it's cool, too cold, right? Bro, people couldn't wait to get in there. They just get up in there and just jump in. Like that's how hot it was. It was crazy, but now we had a good time. So we were able to cool off a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. South Florida, man. South Florida. But
Can't
anyways, man, let's get into these schedule predictions. Dolphins
let's
and
do it.
Bears edition. Like I told you earlier, I know we're a little bit late to the game, but hey, here we are. I wanna start off with showing each of our schedule release videos. Yours is a little bit longer than mine. Mine is usually pretty short. My social media teams kind of suck at these, but it is what it is.
Hey,
Yours is like a fucking movie and shit. So
yeah, hey,
go
hey, Miami Dolphins, call Jay the producer over there to help you guys out with the production.
for real, man, for real. But nah, I need a lot more practice. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the Dolphins one. It's a little bit shorter, so let's do that. Rick, you still with us?
I'm still here, baby. I'm right here.
You look a little frozen. All right. So let's
I'm
go.
good. I'm patiently waiting, watching these videos.
Got you. All right, so we're gonna remove ourselves right quick, and then
We've carried it all. Good, but not great. Close, but still so far away. Confident, but never satisfied. But when you look inward, dig deeper than ever before, you learn that sometimes the tide doesn't turn on its own. You have to turn it. We're done looking back. Now we charge forward. Forged by perfection, sharpened by adversity, bonded by purpose. Because no spirit can outlast the one that's building beneath the surface.
Here we are. 1 second. What Hey, Lamorne, it's me. I heard you had the schedule.
Yes, sir, I do. I have it right here in front of me, waiting for you when you get back.
Listen, I'll be out at the game all day. Can you just email it to me?
Yeah, absolutely. Email. I know how to use it. You say email? Hello, coach? Hello? I gotta type this in. Hit me. Got it. Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
What is it?
I sent the schedule, the entire schedule, to every Ben Johnson on the Chicago Bears marketing list.
You sent a confidential schedule?
Yeah.
What if we track down all the emails and delete them before they get them?
That's not enough time. There's not enough time. We'll never get it done by then.
Well, look like we're going to need some help here.
Hey, Lamorne, how are you?
Jake, oh my God, I'm glad I got you. Question, would you happen to be near your cousin Ben right now?
I'm the Johnson family reunion. All the Johnsons are here. What's up, Jalen? How you doing, cousin? Jalen Johnson's in my family.
Hear me out. Now, normally you're considered a unreliable person, but right now I need you. I need a big favor from you. I need you to break your cousin Ben's phone.
Yeah,
Now,
sure,
it's a long
no
story,
problem.
but we accidentally, we...
Done.
Really?
All right, bye, Lamorne.
Guess your mom was wrong about you. My man.
Hey, are you Ben? I'm Rome, and this is Caleb.
Can we play for the Bears?
I've never heard of you.
Really? We were the first round picks last year.
QB?
Receiver?
Well, it doesn't matter. Can we see your tablet?
What are you going to give me for it?
I got $8.
I'm going to need more than that.
Today we're gonna solve a very difficult problem. We're gonna follow the pandas. If you can't remember pandas,
That's gotta hurt.
Let's go, Mr. Johnson. How you like that?
Hey, y'all want me to get that for you? Go ahead, thank you. Yeah, Ben, right? Ben Johnson? Yeah. Say cheese. Y'all should have said cheese.
Oh, hey, look what I got.
oh, let me see that, man. That's crazy. What?
I'm sorry, it slipped.
So we got a signed jersey, a game ball, and front row tickets to the home opener.
That watch looks nice.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to United Airlines here in Chicago.
Oh, my fault. Oh, my gosh. It's Caleb Williams right there.
Works every time.
Caleb?
What?
Oh,
Hey, you never sent me the schedule.
it's in here. It's in my pocket. So just gotta dust that off.
Who are you?
I'm Ben Johnson.
And we're back.
There we have it, folks. See, mine wasn't as much of a production, man. But I tell you what, though, when I heard Zach Thomas, giving that inspirational speech, I was ready, man. I was ready. And I don't know if you noticed our colors, right? They were dark, like black and like a dark green, dark teal. So we're unveiling like a Miami Vice style uniform for, I believe, against the Bills Thursday night, week 3. So so that was kind of the whole theme behind that, the coloring in our video. But
Gotcha.
your shit was a complete production, man. Like
Yeah, it was definitely a production. We had a couple of longtime Bears. We had Peanut Tillman out there. We had, I don't know if you know who Spice Adams is at all, but Spice wasn't only a Bears D tackle, but Spice is like a sketch comedian, dude. I don't even heard of Bruce Bigums, the basketball player.
Nah.
But oh man, you got to watch Spice, man. Spice has been all over the place, but no, yeah, it was just fun seeing some of the guys out there, seeing Ben Johnson, first year head coach, just embracing the video and being a part of it. So yeah, it was a long winded video, but overall, I mean, I was glad to see my people and see them enjoy themselves as we release the schedule for this year, man. So definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, so for sure. So speaking of schedule, let's get right into it, baby. Week
Let's
one.
get to the meat of it.
Let's go. We're gonna start. We're gonna go from. We're gonna start with the Dolphins, and then we'll just
Okay.
work to you. So we're here. We're going. We're going to the Colts. Week one, huh? Come on, man. Listen, Dolphins completely healthy. Completely. This is gonna be the theme of my predictions and what I'm thinking is going to happen with the Dolphins this year. So once again, completely healthy, fully healthy Dolphins. Tua, Hill, Waddle, Jonnu, the whole gang. I'm not worried about no Joe Flacco. I'm not worried about Mr. No Accuracy, Anthony Richardson. The run game okay, but hey, we got some beasts on this defensive line now that should take care of that. Miami wins week 1-0 on the road. We're gonna get revenge for last year that we lost to the Colts. So 1-0.
Interesting. We're going to start off on Monday Night Football. Bears versus Vikings, a season premiere game for us. Just have to give a little asterisk here. According to all sources, the Bears have like almost the second highest toughest schedule for the season based upon their opponents' winning percentages of last year. So we definitely are going to be going through a gauntlet this year with the first year head coach Ben Johnson. But what a way to start it off. We're going up against the Vikings, Monday Night Football at home. I'm going to be taking the Bears on this one. Vikings have a rookie quarterback coming in. I think that, with Ben Johnson, just watching through these OTAs right now and the way that he's preparing the team, I think they're going to come out. Last year we were very well. We played very well at home over the years. So I think this coming year we're going to do well at home. So I'm going to take the Bears on this one. I think they're going to come out firing all cylinders. Again, Vikings well coached, but they're going to come with a rookie QB. So I'm going to take Bears over Vikings for week 1. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I kind of see that, especially being week 1. You don't know what kind of offense Ben is going to run, so he's going to be able to surprise everyone. Even a good team like the Vikings, well coached, like you said, the guy won Coach of the Year, so that's a well coached team, and they got Brian Flores on defense. They have Brian Flores on defense, but at the same time, you guys beat up the offensive line. Hopefully Caleb can make that next step. And, with the wide receivers you got in that room, and now the new tight ends, it's like. You guys should make some noise at least, and I can see 1-0 for you guys. All right, moving on to week 2. All right, it's our home opener against the stinking Patriots. Listen, the Patriots, man. They might have a little something. I'm not really worried too much about Stephon Diggs. I think he's on the decline. He's coming off a major ACL injury. But you know what, Drake May and Stevenson, the running back. Especially with Mike Vrabel now, he's going to coach that team up, and he's going to get everything as much as he can from that team, from that young team. And I know they made a few additions in the offseason. But all in all, I think again, this is our home opener. This is our one of our biggest rivalries, obviously in the division. We're gonna start off strong, and then we're gonna go 2-0. The only thing that worries me a little bit, I'm not sure about my cornerback situation yet. I know Ramsey's going to be out of here pretty soon, especially after June 1st. So in a few months here. So I don't know, what we're going to trade for, what we get back in return. It's going to be very interesting. My trenches are set on both sides. It's just going to be the cornerback situation. So unless we get to the quarterback, I can see Drake May making some plays there. But I don't think their defense is going to be up to par to stop my potent offense, especially now in week 2. Again, if we're fully healthy, no, they shouldn't stop us. So Dolphins going to 2-0.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go a little sideways with you on that one. I think this might be a trap game for you guys, like you said, Mike Vrabel.
Be a trap game in week 2, baby. Come on,
hey,
now.
Listen, man. Again, I would say overall, listen. I give you the benefit that Dolphins should win this game, but again, Looking at the Patriots, I mean, they have definitely done well on the offseason. So, I don't want to say call it a trap game, but it could be a surprise game. But I can see how you feel. You win. You're winning at home. I would have liked you guys to play them late. Well, no, you guys are playing them early in the season, so it's going to be definitely hot. The Patriots don't know how to play in the hot, so it could definitely be a benefit to you guys.
In fact, all our home games are all our non primetime games are 1 o'clock. So them boys is gonna be down. I'm telling you, it's gonna be scorching out here.
It's gonna be
Be
hot.
scorching. We're gonna be playing in that shit. So we're gonna be scorching. We're gonna get the crybaby Bills down here. They're gonna be crying again. They're gonna be crying. So we'll be all right.
Interesting.
Talk to me about them,
Well, listen, I'm going to be a realistic Bears fan. We're going into week 2. We're going up to Detroit. This is going to be definitely an interesting game for both sides. It's going to be a hate game for the Lions. Their OC coming back, Ben Johnson coming back as the Chicago Bears head coach. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what these Lions are after they lost Ben Johnson and their defensive coordinator. We're definitely going to see who the head coach is. Who he brought in regards to their offensive defensive coordinator. Listen, I'm going to split Lions Bears. I think Lions may squeeze out this one. I think it's going to be a hard fought game, but I'm going to keep it real. And I think the Lions take this at home up against the Bears. But definitely, I think it's going to be a hard fought game, but giving this one to the Lions.
Yeah, I can see that. But I can also see if worst case scenario is 1-1 for you guys, in 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks, I can see you guys losing Monday night and then coming back to Lions, going to the Lions, and Ben Johnson just absolutely putting all the stunts, everything he possibly can.
He's gonna give it all he's got. He's got. Listen, one thing that I've learned about Ben Johnson, man, that guy is a ultra competitor. That guy is it's kind of scary in regards to the way that he laughs at certain things. It kind of reminds me of a little someone that might be not all there mentally, but nevertheless, I enjoy it. But yeah, I can see where you could flip it, but I think winning at home is definitely going to be the key thing. And then who knows what week 2 comes along, but I'll give this one to the Lions.
No, for sure. All right, moving on to week 3, baby.
Week 3.
Right. So we're going to travel. After traveling home, now we're going to the Bills on a short week, Thursday night football. One of my obviously most hated rivalries. I'm actually going to give it to the Bills because we're on the road and it's Thursday night football. We typically don't play good on prime time. Hopefully, I'm completely wrong here, and we go 3-0, obviously. But it's like one of those. I have to see it to believe it. Unless you show me otherwise, I cannot pick you to go on the road and beat the Bills. The Bills are a strong team. They're a Super Bowl contender. They still have Josh Allen. So again, but on the flip side, if my defensive line does what it's supposed to do, and we're gonna have some dogs on that line, I'm telling you, my defensive line is gonna be crazy. It's going to be a very hard-fought game. But if I'm being realistic, I'll give this one to the Bills. I was back and forth on because we always split. We usually split with the Bills. Lately, with 2, we usually split. Same thing, same deal with the Lions and you guys. So I'm gonna give this one to the Bills. So we're gonna unfortunately might lose. We're gonna go to 2-1.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from. Like you said, you guys have been notoriously for the primetime games not showing up. So this is a testing ground for you guys coming in Thursday night football up against your biggest rival, who are the Bills. So I could see you guys taking the L on that one. On the flip side, I'm going to go gung-ho on this game. I know we're facing the Cowboys at home, if I'm not mistaken. I know Cowboys have Dak Prescott. They got CeeDee Lamb, picked up Pickens. So again, that offense is definitely something to look out for. But again, I feel that my defense is going to be stepping up. I think we've upgraded on certain position that defensive line. Is it perfect? No. Now, do we get Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati before the season begins? That is yet to be seen. Can that be a blockbuster trade that we get? Now, if we do get Hendrickson from Cincinnati, I would put my defensive line up against almost anybody in the NFL. But again, that's just speaking hypothetical. But I am going to take the Bears against the Cowboys. I just feel like, again, even though Dak Prescott's coming back off of his injury, stuff like that, we're playing at home. Again, I'm taking the Bears against the Cowboys.
For sure. This is one of those games that to me, from the outside looking in, Caleb, again, it's like Dolphins, right? You gotta, you got the offensive line, you got the wide receivers, you got this, you got that, but I need to see it from Caleb.
Yeah.
I believe Dak Prescott and all these fancy weapons, they're gonna put up some points on the league. I don't know how many games they're gonna win. I don't know how far they're gonna go, but I believe George Pickens and them boys, CeeDee Lamb, they're gonna put up some points. So can you keep up with the points, or are you gonna stop them from scoring? I mean, we'll see. But being at home, when you're always at home, you got your crowd behind you. It's always a boost. So I mean, I can see you guys winning, but I could also see the Cowboys going there and putting up some points. But hey, time will tell, right? Time will tell. All right, baby. Week 4. All right, coming back home after potentially taking an L to the Bills. Jets, come on, they ain't scaring me. Justin Fields, he ain't scaring me. He ain't scaring me. I don't care if we got no cornerbacks. He might run for 195 yards, but hey, if he don't score, it's all good. Anyways, Dolphins coming home. Again, if we remain healthy, which I'm fairly confident we can. I hate this team, but it has nothing to do with that. We're a better team overall. They have a rookie coach. We have a 4-year coach here. Who I'm still on the fence about, but it is what it is. We're the better team overall from top to bottom. Dolphins at home. We moved to 3-1.
It's funny how we both have the same predictions as our teams as 3-1 coming into week 4, which is showing that we're very definitely optimistic about our season, which we should be, as any NFL fan should be. I'm going to make this very sweet and simple. Raiders who? I mean, yeah, they're going to have, they got Genty now, they're running back, but outside of Genty, really, I'm taking the Bears on this one. I don't really have much to say.
Yeah.
I think we go 3-1 going into our bye. So yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Bears all the way on this one.
I hear that. I'm gonna flip it a little bit. I'm gonna flip it a little bit. I know. Again, it's week 4. There's no reason to be trap games, and I'm not gonna call it that. But I do feel like the Raiders might be a little sneaky. I don't think they're gonna make any noise. They're not gonna make the playoffs or anything, but they're gonna be disruptive where they just ruin your week. You know what I'm saying? Or a team trying to make the playoffs and they ruin their playoff run. I think that's who the Raiders are gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be well coached with Pete Carroll. Geno Smith. He's serviceable. He's a pretty decent quarterback. He's above average. They got Genty, they got Myers, and they got that boy Brock Bowers, who's an amazing tight end already in only year 2. The defense should be better. They're gonna get Christian Wilkins back. They're gonna have the white boy. What's his guy?
Max Crosby.
So I'm pretty. They drafted some good guys in the draft. So sneaky team. I can see you guys pulling out the victory for sure, because overall you guys will be a better, well-rounded team. But I think they might give you some fits. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Week 5. All right. So Dolphins travel to Charlotte and the Panthers. And listen, the Panthers. This guy Bryce Young, he showed some flashes towards the end of the year last year. And they picked up a wide receiver in the draft, a really good one actually. They picked up Renfro, that's a slot receiver, but he's decent, serviceable. And they got the other boy, Thielen Adams, so he's pretty good. They got 2 running backs there, Chuba Hubbard and the guy who tore his ACL. Well, he should be coming back. He should be coming back fully healthy. The defense is okay, but overall, again, I just believe we're the better team. But this is like the Panthers, like the Raiders to me, right? Where they can, especially towards like the end of the year last year, they pulled out some wins that you didn't know that it was possible, or they stayed in games long enough to where they covered the spread, where they were just very nagging, bro. They were just nagging on NFL bettors like us, right? They ruined and they made some of our parlays last year. But overall, once again, I just think we're the superior team. I think we moved to 4-1, and you got a bye week, so
Yeah. So just I definitely have a bye week there.
super early bye week. I hate those
Yeah.
super early bye weeks, man.
I mean, for us, I think it's going to be something interesting because we're a new team, new head coach, so I don't really mind the early bye week because again, it gives Ben Johnson and his staff a chance to evaluate them pretty early on and to hopefully, if need be, make some adjustments throughout that early bye week. Again, I think in regards to what you were saying, I think the Panthers are definitely. I think because what they did is I think they picked up some offensive linemen last year at the end. I think that's what they ended up doing, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they shored up that offensive line. And then this kid, almost lost his job, lit a fire in his ass. He came out. And it's funny because I was telling you I watched that wide receiver Leggett. The dude's interesting, man. He's a country dude, loves horses. He was at the Kentucky Derby. Definitely an interesting character. Love watching his videos. But before we move on to the next week, man, this would have been the perfect game, man. I would have loved to join you in Carolina to go watch the Dolphins play the Panthers, man. But I know it's probably not happening for you.
Yeah, no. Speaking of that, we're I don't know, like we told you guys before. We always make it. I at least make it to a one away game a year, and we were eyeing Carolina. But no, it's gonna happen. The school schedule is not working out, and we're gonna be cruising during a week before that, so it just doesn't work out. But it is what it is. We'll be going to Atlanta this year, so see you boys in the ATL. All right, let's move on to week 6. All right, so here we go. We got the Chargers coming into the Dolphins. Listen, the Chargers. I was very on the fence about this game. A West Coast team traveling to the East Coast is always very tough. If you go back and look at the history of the record, it's not favorable. It's not good. It's not a good one. Same thing and vice versa. East Coast teams going to the West. It's not a good record. But I know we're at home. I think the Chargers are building something, man. Harbaugh's out there. He's a hard-nosed coach, man. They just drafted that running back Omarion from I believe Carolina. No.
No. Isn't the guy out of Ohio State? North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina. And they got some decent wide receivers. They're the Lad Conkly's a monster. Their main issue is they always have injuries across the offensive line and in key positions. I know they lost Joey Bosa and they lost Asante Samuel Jr., which hopefully we're looking to pick up to shore up our secondary. But I don't know. This is one of those fishy games where I'm always so hype about, and I think they just find a way, and I think they beat us. I think unfortunately we dropped to 4-2, and we keep moving. It's all good. 4-2.
All right. Me on the flip side, I'm gonna go full meathead, full bullish here, and the only reason I am gonna go bullish that the Bears beat the Commanders at home, it's just, and again, I have to relive this nightmare that I had last year, was where we had them dead to rights. We had them, and Hail Mary came down to it. So I'm looking at it from the perspective of, again, last year we were extremely poorly coached. There was no discipline. There was just no structure on that team whatsoever. And yet, even with that, Caleb took us down at the end. It wasn't a pretty game and gave us the opportunity to win, which we were ahead. He drove us on the field and won. And then the defense kind of let us down there at the end. So I am going to take the Bears on a comeback revenge game against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Again, I think Bears are going to be coming off that bye. They're going to be able to review what they did, fix some things if they need to. So I have full confidence in this game. I think this is a revenge game for the Bears against the Commanders after what happened last year. Again, I might be full meathead here, but I'm taking Bears at Commanders, going 4-1 and starting the season off hot.
I like it. I love teams. A little tidbit. I love teams coming off a bye, especially when they're going to face a really good team in the Commanders. It seems like they're focused the bye team's focus, it seems like it's always ultra. Like, it's like, we have to win this game. And so, they put all their efforts into it. So, yeah, I can see you guys winning off a bye. Week 7. So here we go. We're traveling to the Browns. Who's the Browns quarterback? Who knows? Is it Joe?
Lamar?
No,
is it Sanders? Is it
Sanders? Is it Watson? Is it me? Is it you? Who knows, man? Listen, one thing I do know is they have a $90 billion DN and Garrett he's gonna be a handful. And I sure hope Paul on the left side of my line. Hope he's ready for that. Hope my offensive line is ready for that. Hope they're coached up to they have to stop these monsters. The guy from Michigan is also going to be DT on the defensive line. So their defense is solid. I just don't know where they're going to score points from. And in this league, if you can't score points, you just can't win. I believe we got the horses to put up the points even against those guys. So I believe we go on the road and we move to 5-2.
Yep. Hey, listen, man, I see where you're coming from. I could see that happening. Like you said, who is the quarterback up in Cleveland? Yet to be seen. It's going to be interesting training camp for those guys over there. I've been seeing some flashes of videos from Shedeur Sanders. Again, they're running around in shorts, so everybody looks good.
Everybody looks great right now.
Everybody looks spinning the ball. Everybody's slinging it and everything. But again, once we put those pads on, we'll see who they are. Listen, man, I'm Saints are coming to Chicago. These are not the Drew Brees Saints. This is not the Dennis Allen defense Saints. I think Dennis Allen, our new defensive coordinator, is going to have a hell of a defense ran by that time. Again, I'm just taking the Bears on this one. I really don't have much to say about the Saints, so I'll leave it at that. Good for Derek Carr, retirement. Godspeed on your next journey in life. But
whoa! Derek Carr retired?
Yeah, bro. You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I heard that I saw that on Twitter that a lot of people were commenting, I know the Saints wide receivers are happy now, yada yada. But I had no idea that that's because he retired.
Yeah, boy, he announced his retirement. He announced it. So
damn, okay.
Godspeed onto his. I don't know if Tyson Hill's going to be the quarterback. I don't know who the quarterback is.
They got Spencer Rattler. They got all type of. They're gonna
again. That's why. That's why I'm taking the Bears. Dennis Allen's defense up against an unknown quarterback of the Saints. So yeah, keep it simple. Bears start of the season hot, 5-1.
All right, moving on to week 8. Here we go, baby. Here we go. And this is the game I'm going to in the ATL Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Man, I've been dying to go to the stadium, so I'm finally going to be able to get there in week 8. Listen, Falcons are good. Man. And that stadium, they be rocking in there. They have Bijan. They have the tight end's decent. They got the wide receiver. His name slips my mind right now. But they're a decent team. They didn't make the playoffs, did they? No, they were almost.
They were at the cusp, but then they ended up losing the last game. I think that's what it was.
That's also a weak division. You got the Saints, like you just mentioned. You got the Bucks are going to be nice. The Bucks will be strong, and Bucks, Saints, Falcons, who? Panthers. That's a weak division. So, anyways, I don't know who Michael Penix is. That's what it boils down to me. In this quarterback, if you don't have a quarterback, a solid starter that you trust and believe in, you ain't got nothing. So until Michael Penix proves me wrong, the Dolphins are going to go in there and control and take care of business. Again, better overall team, more established coach. Well, nah, not really, but anyways, just better overall team. Who's Raheem Mostert? Jesus, who's their
the running back Bijan Robinson?
No, the coach, the black dude.
Bowles. No, not Bowles. Damn, who?
Raheem something, man. Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris.
Anywho, with a better overall team, Tua should go in there slinging left and right. Indoors, stop playing with indoor Tua. The Dolphins move to 6-2. And I'm in the building, baby, so they better get a fucking win. Let's go.
Well, you better win while you're at the game. All right. On my side, here's where shit hits the fan. This is the gauntlet. This is where the meat grinder begins for the Bears. Listen, we're going up against two-time MVP Lamar Jackson, established head coach. We're going to Baltimore again. This is where I think we come down to earth. Don't have much to say. Again, I just think the Ravens, are, as of right now, as where we stand, are the better team. Again, I don't know what happens until week 8. I don't know what the Bears become. But just looking at it from the stance of right now in May of 2025, the Ravens are them. And I'm not going to play and say that we're going to go up into Baltimore and win. So Bears take their loss and head into 5-2.
Yeah, that's all facts, man. Yeah, this is super. These guys are Super Bowl contenders every year, as long as Harbaugh and Lamar are there. You know, you got
Yeah.
you got Derrick Henry, who's still a monster. It's gonna be a tough game. I'm not saying you can't pull it out, but you know, it is the Ravens. Moving on to Week 9. All right, here we go. Speaking of those stinking Ravens, so the Ravens after they beat you guys or potentially beat you guys, they're gonna go on the road and come kick our ass like they always do down here in South Florida. If you're a Miami Dolphins fans, you know the feeling. You're terrified of the Ravens. Besides last year when we came, or a few years ago when we came back when we're down 21 or something like that, but that was a fluky game. Listen, man, the Ravens, every time they come here, they run up the score, they beat our ass. Lamar Jackson seems unstoppable. He is the MVP. Everything great that you said about them, they're gonna come over here and potentially beat us too. Hopefully, once again, hopefully we can turn the tide. But again, until it's proven, unfortunately, I'm gonna give the Ravens a win here on the road, and we can't defend home field here. We move down, we go down, we fall to 6-3.
Yep. Now, listen, I definitely get the sentiment where you're saying with the Ravens, man. Definitely a hell of a team. And again, I go back to back Ravens, and then I head up over to Cincinnati and go play. Listen, Joe Burrow out like he had like an amazing season himself last year. People I think didn't see how great of a season he had, but just the team around him was just shit and just didn't go anywhere. But again, I think this coming year, um, him, Lamar Chase. Now they signed a long time. Didn't they sign a long time contract with T Higgins already? The only the only question mark that I have for the Bengals is that defensive line. So again, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt of who they are, of who they've been. Again, I don't know who the Bears are going to be in Week 9, but logically, I am going to say that the Bengals are going to take that W, and we drop to 5-3 and losing back-to-back games.
Okay. Interesting. Listen, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all them boys. They nice, man. They're not about to be scoring 40 points a game like they did last year. I don't give a shit. Jamar Chase is not going to be a Triple Crown winner again. Name the last time that happened. I think the Triple Crown winner was the white boy up in well, he plays for someone else now. What's his name? Jesus. Come on,
Who did he
man.
play for?
He played for the Rams. Oh my God, I'm always blanking on these
Cooper
players,
Kupp.
bro. Cooper Kupp. I'm always blanking on these players. Like if I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, listen, what happened to him? Like, no, Jamar Chase is an amazing wide receiver. He's top 2 wide receiver in the league. Amazing. Joe Burrow also top 5, but that's not gonna happen. I can see you guys winning this game. I can see the Bengals. I wouldn't say coming down to earth, but because their defense is trash, man. Their defense
And
is
that's what I
bad.
think that's the X factors. Who are the Bears? Who is the Bears offense by Week 9?
That's what I'm saying. Are you guys clicking or are you guys sputtering? Like, but
I don't know.
if you guys are ever gonna click, if you ain't clicking by Week 9, it's not gonna happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's 2 months, 2.5 months in the year. But anyways, I can see that too. But I was just talking more on the Bengals side. I don't see the Bengals. Nah, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's just it just always happens when you have a crazy breakout year. The next year, it's not the same. If it was like that, then all these greats would have amazing years. All these great wide receivers would have amazing years all the time, and they don't. They have decent, nice years, like Jetta's. He has he all type of yardages, but the next year it's not the same. Yes, he gets yardage, obviously, but like not the same. Anyways, moving on to week 10 here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Bills coming down to South Florida, baby. They hate the players in South Florida. Again, there's a reason why I gave them, week 3 up in Buffalo Thursday Night Football, because they were going to come down here and lose to us in week 10 here. Hopefully, my squad is healthy. Hopefully, we're up for the challenge, and the fact that it's in Miami, that means a lot. Week 10 is still going to be nice and warm, nice and hot. Josh doesn't play well in the heat down here. He tends to cry a lot. He's Mr. SGA of the league, Mr. Flop a lot. That's him. I just came up down the spot. But anyways,
he's
man.
He's a LeBron of the league. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you meant?
Here we go. So Dolphins move to 7-3 with Mr. Flop a lot crying on the sidelines. Go to it.
Choo-choo. Listen, just how we talked about a minute ago about the dog pound of who pointing figures of that Spider-Man and who is the quarterback. Listen, the Giants, I think they're just throwing shit on the wall and see what sticks.
What you mean, Dart?
You got Russell Wilson. You got Jameis Winston.
Oh no,
you got
who the fuck am I talking about? Nah, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, they did draft Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
but they got Russell Wilson in the building. They got Jameis Winston in the building, and they got Tommy DeVito in the building. So again, I think the Giants are throwing shit up against the.
Tommy DeVito's gone.
He's probably the X factor out. Yeah. But again, I think they're just throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks and seeing hopefully they win with something. So listen, I just think the Bears right now are a better organization overall from head to toe. Again, Giants have an amazing history. I can't take that from them. But right now, again, I don't know what they're doing over there. And I have full confidence in my staff right now. So I think the Bears take this one, and it's going to be at home. So Bears go to 6-3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yo, we having a hell of a year, baby. We having a hell of a year so far.
Hey, we got to dream big. We have to dream big.
Let's go, man. We're moving to week 11. Here we go. Dolphins going to Spain.
España.
Neutral field. This is a game where I typically go against the Dolphins. It's early morning game, 9:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. Traveling, all the traveling against a very good Commanders team. Well, you expect the Commanders to be good again. I know that they surprised the league last year. So can they do it again? Can Jaden Daniels have that same fire? Because we all know what CJ Stroud did his sophomore year. It was a big time slump. So let's see if Daniels can overcome the sophomore slump, and continue his career to be great. At least that's the trajectory, right? But anyways, with all that being said, man, I just think that week 11 here, I think we find a way, we scratch and claw our way to a victory in Spain, and somehow we pull it out and we shock the world a little bit. Nothing crazy, because the Commanders, they're not world beaters either. But I think we moved to 8-3 here. But I could see this game going either way, 8-3, or 7-4. The Dolphins tip the scale for me, so I'm going Dolphins 8-3.
Interesting game. I'm sure that's going to be an early morning game that we get to watch, which would definitely
start drinking like at 8:00 in the morning. Holy shit!
That's
like I'm on vacation.
That's borderline alcoholic. That's right there, my guy. Interesting. Listen, listen, again.
Tailgaters drinking at 8:00 in the morning as well.
Just a little joke. Listen, man. There's not much to say about this game. It's a rival. It's in division. I remember I told you normally I'm gonna pick splitting between the division. We're playing Vikings at home. I'm gonna give Vikings the benefit on this one, and Bears head to 6-4. Not much to say on this one.
Short and sweet. Gotcha. All right, we'll move to week 12. So here we go. I'm on a bye week. I'm coming from this 55-hour trip from Spain, so not much to say here. We win the week and we stay at 8-3.
8-3. Me, I'm gonna take this. Now, does Aaron Rodgers become the Steelers quarterback, or who's the Steelers quarterback? Is Mason Rudolph is that the guy that's on the roster right now? I think it is. I don't
I
know.
believe it's Mason Rudolph and I forgot some the other guy. We all know
I
Aaron
don't.
Rodgers is the quarterback.
I don't know. If Aaron Rodgers does come back, this still doesn't change my decision. I think he's lost his sting. He's out there just whatever he's doing, ayahuasca or whatever his thing is. Nevertheless, again, I respect Mike Tomlin, but Steelers coming to Chicago, Week 12. I'm taking the Bears at home, bringing us to a 7-4 record, chasing the playoffs here. And yeah, not going to say much about it.
All right. Moving on to week 13. So here we go. Coming off a bye. Listen, this is very short. The Saints are not going to beat us. Off a bye at home. Dolphins moved to 9-3.
Very
Easy
simple.
peasy. Easy
And
peasy.
just as much as you make it easy peasy, I'm not gonna kid myself. I'm not gonna say much here. It's the tush push. It's still legal. It's been
It's still
voted.
legal.
Tush push will continue. Again, Eagles, man. Until they prove otherwise, they are who they are, and we take the L in Philadelphia. Bears move to 7-5.
Yeah, speaking of tush push, I guess Jalen Hurts is still draftable in fantasy leagues because without the tush push, he is not even the top 15 quarterback. You heard it here first. Week 14. Here we go. Moving to the Jets. The Jets can't beat us. We're gonna sweep the Jets this year. They're gonna be out. Their heads are gonna be hanging low. Week 14. They're gonna be out of the playoffs. They're gonna be looking to play spoiler. We're gonna be looking to at 10-3, looking for a division crown here for the first time in 75 years. So hopefully Tua's still healthy. Hopefully my team is still ready to go, still rocking on all cylinders. 2 weeks removed off a bye. We were able to break it down and see what our issue was or what our issues are. And then go forward. I think we beat the Jets here at 10-3. We sweep the Jets this year.
Can't argue with that. It's going to be fuck Green Bay as always, every year, all the time, all the way. We're 1-0 with them in 2025 so far, but again, we're going up to Lambeau. I'm going to use logic and just split the series here. We'll be going up to Lambeau. We will play a tough game. I think Packers come out on top on this one, bringing our schedule or our record here to 7-6 on the year.
All right. Here we go. Week 15. Here we go. We traveling up to the Steelers. Again, we don't know who the quarterback is. That to me in this game doesn't matter. It's going to be cold in week 15. We tend not to play good in the cold. Tua tends not to be good in the cold. Maybe that changed this year, but the narrative again, proven. You have to prove it to me before I can believe it. I think the Steelers with that good defense, that great defense they have over there, they find a way to get to Tua. They find a way to cause some turnovers and make them turn the ball over. And I don't think we're going to be able to keep up. I think Steelers beat us on their turf. We fall to 10-4.
Same thing how you had a couple weeks ago. We have the Browns of who the quarterback's going to be. Browns are coming into Soldier Field late in the season. Cold weather, Bears football. Bears move to 8-6.
I like it. All right, here we go. All that shit I was talking about the Bengals, right? Back to back, NFC North, AFC North. I'm sorry. As of the time of this recording, I do not know who my cornerbacks are, and that's going to be my major concern when it comes to against playing the Bengals. You cannot go into a game with playing against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins when you have Kader Cole, who, no disrespect to these guys, they're decent. They're decent at what they do, but they're not number ones, right? These guys I'm talking about on wide receivers are number ones. Like that's why they get paid the money they get paid. Now if my defensive line can get to them and cause some havoc, maybe we can steal one here, especially being at home. But if we can, and my cornerback rooms remains the same, this is like a TBA type of game, or TB to be determined, whatever, to
To
be
be
determined.
determined.
But to be determined. But at the end of the day, as of today, May 21st, we're gonna go on our first losing streak. We're gonna lose to the Bengals at home. We're gonna fall to 10-5.
Interesting. I can see where your concerns at. You definitely need some good corners when you're playing up against those boys um, up in the Bengals. Listen, Packers coming down to Soldier Field. Nothing but a great game. Again, I think the Bears take this one at home. We split with the Packers. Keep it sweet and simple. 9-6. Bears move to 9-6.
All right. Week 17, getting close to the end of the year. I hate when it's week 17.
Ah,
It's such a sad time. Here we go. Bucks, man. Bucks are gonna be nice. They're gonna be in the weak division. They're gonna be winning a lot of games. Baker Mayfield is nice, man. Mike Evans. I'm sure he's got something left in the tank. You got you got that new wide receiver over there with that guy who was playing really good towards the end of the year last year. Number 15, I believe his number was. They got two solid running backs. The defense is a little bit iffy. It's a little, huh?
a running back, Bucky. What's his name? Bucky
Yeah,
something.
Bucky Irvin, and Rashad White. The defense is solid, but it's decent. It's decent. They're also a hot weather team, so it shouldn't be too bad, coming down here. But in week 17, it should be cooling down. At the end of the day, I think we both of us going to have something to play for this late in the year. I have us moving to 11-5. I have us pulling out a tough win here down in South Florida, and we move to 11-5.
Interesting. Listen, I'm going to say Bears are traveling over to San Francisco to play the San Francisco 49ers. I know the San Francisco 49ers had a down year last year that would riddle with a lot of injuries. Again, I'm not saying they are the world beaters, but again, it's recording this now in May of 2025. Again, I'm going to give San Francisco the edge. Their coaching, they have been proven coaching. Do they get McCaffrey back? Do they get that defensive players back? Do they get a bunch of the guys that they missed out last year? I'm gonna give it the edge to San Francisco on this one. Bears tighten up to 9-7 as we kind of round up the year here. So I give the edge to San Francisco on this one.
I can see that, man. Hopefully, McCaffrey is, just for McCaffrey's sake, right? Hopefully he's healed from his calf injuries, and he's able to rock this year, man. Because when that guy is playing, man, he's special.
Oh, when he's on, he's on. He's on. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah, he's something special. I know Brock Purdy just got his new contract, so he should be happy. He's not gonna have the pressure of Debo, hounding him, give me the ball. So it should be interesting over there. They still got killed Ayuk, and I know they picked us a few defensive pieces. So they should be something nice. Yeah, it should be something nice.
Game.
All right, week 18 here. I believe we finished strong against the stinking Patriots. By this time, they're going to be out of the playoffs, but they're going to try to be spoilers again. We're going to have a lot to be playing for here as we clinch the AFC East, moving to 12-5.
I'm ending the season again. I know week 1. Again, I told you I'd say we were going to go ahead and take on the Lions and win that one. I got this one. Lions taking it on to us, ending the season at 10-7.
All right. Now, it's interesting that you end at 10-7 because you have the Lions and the Vikings in your division, and everyone's expecting them to have good years, right?
Yeah.
Expectations don't always pan out, but
For sure.
it's scary that you can be a 10-7 team and not make the playoffs. Like, that's tough. It's a tough year. I've been there. The Dolphins have had a winning record and were booted out of the playoffs. But hopefully that's not the case for you, man. But I know there's 4 divisions. That's 4 division winners, and then let's say 4, and then it could be 3 from your division. It could be.
Yeah, listen, we're trying to get the wild card. Listen, I'm not going to come in here and say we're going to win the division. What I am saying is that we're going to be competitive, and maybe we fight for a wild card spot if need be. You know,
Yeah.
I just need to see progress at the end of the year. I just need to see Caleb grow
But shit, this
more than
would be major progress.
yeah. It should be major progress moving into this year. So that's all I'm looking for is progress, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to be 12-5, AFC East Division champs. Probably probably a second seed somewhere around there. Who knows. And then we got the Bears over here fighting for a wild card. If you disagree, I don't know. Tell me in the comments,
Talk to your
but
mama. Talk to your
talk,
mama. Talk to us in the
talk to
comments.
talk to your mama, talk to the comments. I reply, don't worry. That's my opinion. Mr. Optimistic here. It is what it is. Yeah, so with that out of the way, I know Rick wanted to touch on a few subjects here before we signed out. Take it away, Rick.
Well, listen, just wanted to kind of chat about. I mean, it's kind of an NFL news. It is a Chicago-based story, but it has been going around the NFL. All the major platforms have really gave their opinion on it. So I wanted to bring it onto the One Leg Loser podcast and hear Jose's opinion and also hear our audience's opinion. So as most people know, there's going to be a book coming out this coming fall. It's based upon quarterbacks and interesting enough, right before the schedule release, or right after the schedule release, word broke that Caleb Williams and his father are going to be in the book, and they spoke very candidly to the writer of the book. Things were said about Caleb and Caleb's dad making statements, not specifically Caleb, but more his dad saying Chicago is where quarterbacks go to die. They were attempting to try to circumvent the process. Caleb really liked O'Connell from the Vikings and really liked that head coach and was seeing how he could get, maybe they could get there. Even it was going as far as Caleb's dad was entertaining or looking at avenues of him maybe not going to the draft and going to the UFL or whatever that league is called now, the whatever that secondary league is, and him playing there for a year and then coming out, I guess, as a free agent after the 1 year. But one thing that I do appreciate from Caleb is after he spoke with Ryan Poles, and this has been documented, he told his dad and said, "Hey, Dad, the only way I can get out of here is scorching the Chicago fan base and the Chicago Bears. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to Chicago. I could go win there." So Caleb at the end made the decision. But I guess the question that I want to ask is, as a father, as you know, a lot of parents are competitive in sports. Do you think that Caleb's dad was out of line there by making statements like that when he's not even on the court, not even on the field playing? So Jose, wanted to get your opinion. How would you feel? Again, same thing like Prime's son getting drafted, but we didn't really hear much about Prime. But how do you feel about a parent kind of making statements like that when there's a lot at stake for their child to become one of the few to join an amazing league, the NFL?
Yeah. So listen, man, I hope one day I'm put in that position. I feel like I would be a vocal parent when it comes to that. I don't know if I would be so much in the media, but I would definitely be in their ear for sure. I think this is very unfortunate for it to come out because it kind of puts a stain on what Caleb is trying to build with Chicago. It was talked about for a little bit. It's kind of in the past now, but I don't think it was right. It's almost like this whole Jaden Daniels situation. I don't want to change subjects, but it's like his mom is everywhere. It's like bro, like let the man live. Like he's in Miami, having dinner dates with all these supermodels. Hey, and he should be. He's single. He's like 3 or 4 of them on his arm. Like, hey, bro, more power to you. But his mom is coming out of the van right behind him. Right, that's just weird to me, bro. That's just weird to me. Obviously, bro, advise your son. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. Your career's on the line. There's plenty of women out there. Blah 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 blah. I get all that. But damn, bro, you in his pocket, like literally in his pocket. Like, come on, like that's just too much. And a lot of parents are like that, man. And I get it, but sometimes you just gotta fall back and you got to advise them on what you think is right, and almost let them fail. And like I'm kind of in the situation right now with Jaden, my son. I know it's not to
Not
the
Jaden Daniels, Jaden, your son, right?
Jaden. So not to the not to the same magnitude, obviously, but like it's always the same thing. It's nothing. It's always the same thing. Like I give my advice. You know, I think that's my opinion on the matter, and he's doing what he thinks is right, and that's okay. You're gonna fail or you're gonna succeed. Time will tell, and that's okay. But I kind of went off track there. But
No, I think you're spot on. I think you held it in content. And again, yeah, speaking about Jaden Daniels' mom, she was on the pivot. That was wild.
like,
She was
she's
just speaking about
everywhere.
it just
Come on.
it didn't seem right. She was at the game with him when he was at USC, in between the girl basketball player and him. She basically said that, you know, he's ignorant. He's I don't know. Again, I'm not putting words in her mouth, but it just came off wrong. But to speak on Caleb, on that situation, I mean, it was his dad primarily. Is his dad wrong? No. I mean, shit. Listen, there's been no quarterback.
Bad, like you want the best for him, obviously.
100%. Again,
I think there's ways to go about it. Is what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think ultimately is what I'm trying to get at. There's ways to go about it, and to me personally, I just don't think it's like almost like the situation we talked about a few weeks ago about the guy who who killed the cop and blah blah. Right? I think there's just ways to go about it. That shit. That's just
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think, you know, like you said, you raise your child and you give him direction, you give him advice, and at the end of the day, they have to either succeed or fail based upon the decisions that they feel right. All you could do is give them the right guidance, right? I think Caleb dad didn't do it. He didn't come out like publicly to say this stuff. This was something that he spoke to a gentleman that was writing a book, and then coincidentally enough, that book, it got leaked now, and it's all I don't think it's all a coincidence. It's just what it is. But
he should know better. He should know better, bro. Come on, your dad, you're Caleb Williams' dad, bro. Come on, one of the up and coming quarterbacks in the league. Like everything's gonna come out. If you say
100%.
that he used to pee in the bed when he was 7 years old, bro, that's gonna come out tomorrow. We're gonna find out about that tomorrow. Like, come on, this is Caleb Williams we talking about. It's not fucking Joe Schmo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, man, I just think parents need to fall back sometimes. Even look at Halliburton's dad, man. He almost got his ass whooped by Giannis.
He should have got his ass whooped by. And no, and to that point, the NBA, bro. What kind of security they got over there? What kind of security does the NBA have over there? How are people on the damn court coming up to Giannis like that? Like that's not even should be about.
No one should be able, bro. Unless you're an authority or unless you're like someone with the team, you should not be able to touch Giannis Antetokounmpo, bro. You should not be able to touch him. I said that fast as hell because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh, you were like, come on. Yeah.
Bro, you should not be able to touch Giannis. You should not be able to touch him. You should, matter of fact, you should not be able to touch any NBA player or coach or any staff member. You should not be able to get that close to them.
Yeah.
You know? Because unfortunately, there's wild people in this world, bro, and like, God forbid something happens, but like, you know, it shouldn't be like that. So speaking of NBA, I want to switch subjects a little bit here to WNBA. Have you heard what's going on with this whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Have you seen the foul?
I seen the foul, the going back and forth. Yes, I kind of glanced at it, but
talk to me about the foul.
Listen, man. I see it as it is what it is on the court. I see it as what it is on the court.
Simple, bro. Simple. That was a hard foul. I mean, bro, and she flopped, bro. Half of that was a flop. Like, come on. Caitlin Clark weighs 130 pounds, man. Wet. Bro, that was a flop. Her big ass. And on top of that, she pushed the person in front of her, shoved her in her back. She could have injured her, right? No one's talking about that, but everybody's talking about the flop that you took because it's a black and white thing, which is like the most ridiculous thing on the planet, bro. Like, you kidding me? They hate each other. Angel Reese wishes she was Caitlin Clark. She's never gonna be Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the NFL, the face of the WNBA, and she will remain that until further notice because she's a bad girl. That girl can ball, bro.
And then not only that, she came out she came out and publicly stated that whoever's hating on Reese like that, that's not the right way. And no, yeah, listen, it sucks when it always comes back to you know black or white or this or that, and it's sad because again, these are just two competitive athletes on the court, and it should be just left at that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, again, I think sometimes sports is getting. I'm not saying sports can't get involved with society and important topics, but that's the beauty of sports.
It cannot. If it's on the court, it cannot. I'm not
Yeah,
saying an NBA athlete or a WNBA athlete cannot talk about political things. I'm not saying that. They're
yeah,
human. They have opinions too.
yeah.
But on the court stuff should not travel, bro. Anything on the court should never be about race, bro. It should be about
No,
who the hell is better. I'm better
yeah.
than you, whether I'm black, whether I'm white. That's it.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Yeah, it's basically that's what I mean. The sports transcends color and race because it kind of brings us all together, and we all are fans of a particular team, regardless of your color, your race, your gender, whoever you are. Sports and just like music, sports and music bring people together from all different walks of life, and I think sports should just be sports, man. And then again, it sucks when they again when you make it into that other aspect of society, which is real, it's there, but we're talking about sports here, and this is where we are with it. So no, listen, great topic. You guys leave comments below, let us know what you guys think. We wrapped up our schedule for the year. We'll see where it ends up at. We had some good conversations. We hope you guys enjoyed our episode today. Jose, any other topics, any other thoughts before we say goodbye to our lovely crowd today?
No, that's it. That's it, baby. Hey, don't forget AFC's champs. Talk to the wall. Let me know.
Hey,
We
your
out.
boy Bear, the producer. Bear down Rick. We're out of here. Take care, guys.